My name is Bradley Martin. I'm sort of the de facto organizer of this. I was the guy on Facebook, on the Fairborn local sites, telling people that we wanted to do this. I've been involved with this issue for a few years. I'm a supporter of Cassie Lester and what she's been doing as trustee. I've attended many meetings. I've attended the EPA hearings and the zoning appeals. So I've been on this issue for quite some time. The main reason why we're here is to raise awareness of the issue. We're hoping to see a lot of new faces. And we did, and we're very happy about it. And basically our end goal is to have the operation on Herr Road, the biodigester operation, stop doing what they're doing. Either by completely shutting down or drastically altering how they do their operation. There are safer ways to do it, and it's being done in other parts of Ohio, and if it was done here, great, we'd be happy. You wouldn't see any protesters here if they pasteurized the biosolids, if they covered the ponds, and if they injected it in the land properly, there wouldn't be a whole lot of people here complaining about this. But I live right here, about 1.5 miles away from the biodigester. Whenever there's a southerly wind, we can smell it. It's like being in a full porta potty at 100 degrees and you're locked in there. That's what it smells like. People in our neighborhood have been getting sick. I have respiratory issues. My wife has respiratory issues. She has respiratory issues. I'm currently nauseous right now. I'm nauseous half the time. These are issues I've never had living anywhere else. I cannot prove that the biodigester caused it, but it's really suspicious that once I move here and once it's up and operating, I'm having all these issues now. This isn't just about the smell. It really is about people's health. That's kind of why I'm here. There's a lot of other issues, potentially corruption issues and other things that people are very concerned about. There are dozens of trucks going in and out of Herr Road every day, and Herr Road is a very tiny rural road, not built to handle that truck traffic. It's being destroyed. And taxpayers are going to have to pay for it eventually. And we don't want to pay for it because all it does is enrich one family, just one operation. Tom Pitstick, he leases this land to Renergy. He also gets free electricity out of the deal. Nobody else gets anything out of it. He, as a public official, is enriching himself by having this operation on this land that a lot of locals don't want. Now, there are other people here. And if you go and look at their license plates, they're not from this county. They're not from around here. I don't know why they're here. I don't know who told them to be here. That's all hearsay in my opinion, but if you look at where they're from, they are not from here. They're not from this township. They are not from this Ohio House of Representatives district. We don't know why they're here. And that's another issue is Steve Ross is not elected to his position. He is an acting trustee. The seat he's sitting on belonged to John Martin, no relation to me. He retired less than a month before the 2019 election. And the law states if you do that, John Martin was able to pick who took his seat that's up for 2021. So rather than face re-election against Cassie Lester, Steve Ross was handed John Martin's seat. So there's a 2-to-1 majority in favor of the biodigester, where in reality, it would have been a 2-to-1 majority in favor against the biodigester if Cassie and Tim Steininger were elected. I made mention of all the dozens of trucks going back and forth every day on Herr Road. There was a recent traffic study done by what, the county? Yes, the county did it, and Steve Ross just very quickly glossed over it at a meeting. And if you weren't listening closely, you wouldn't have caught it. But since Cassie was there, we were made aware of this issue, and we requested the study. And the study basically says the road is not built for all this truck traffic, and it's actually unsafe for oncoming traffic to face these trucks on the road. I know the one resident, Luke Borntrager, his dog was killed by one of these trucks.
In order to pay for the road, and they wouldn't announce that
in the traffic report, they basically said that Pitstick and or Renergy are liable to pay for it, but you know, as taxpayers, we're very skeptical. We think it's going to fall on us. And it shouldn't have to, because it's not benefiting all of us, it's benefiting one person. We're basically here, we're frustrated. We wanted the trustees to know that we're still here because many of us were at these township meetings for years. And I think they've been reveling in the fact that they haven't had to physically face any confrontation. Now, obviously, there's a reason for that because of COVID-19, but they are allowed to have 10 people in the room, and they stacked 8 people in the room with their own invitees. So only 2 outsiders were allowed in the room, and we are kind of cycling in the outsiders as people leave to ask any questions or raise any concerns. But we're in a beautiful park. There's a pavilion over there where they can set up a meeting. It's beautiful weather today. People could have set up chairs and actually attended the meeting. But they chose to be in the closed door setting because they don't want to face any confrontation. They don't want to face any criticism. They don't want to face any questions. And when you talk to Steve Ross about this, he says we're attacking him. He says we're harassing him. And those are his words, not mine, his words. And we're just concerned citizens with questions.